Welcome to the Trainer Talk, where we discuss topics related to health and fitness to help you gain back control of your health and fitness and become the absolute best version of yourself physically and mentally. Enjoy. Alrighty, we are live. This feels weird because I'm on the other side,
And there's only two of us.
So Caitlin and Lauren aren't here today, but me and Bethany are going to be talking to you guys about different kind of tools, resources, apps, things like that you can use to help you achieve your goals and succeed along your health and fitness journey. So we've got an exhaustive list. Obviously, you're not going to want to use all of these, but hopefully you can get some really good ideas from this to start applying, just to make, basically what we want to try to get out of this is to make it a little bit easier for you and to help you have a little bit better success. Things that can make your life simpler, help you gain ideas, stay accountable, that type of thing, make working out easier, make eating healthier easier. Because at the end of the day, whatever you can do consistently is what's going to lead to the most results. So we want to try to make it simpler, because whatever's simple, you can usually do it for a longer duration of time.
Mm-hmm.
If you're doing something that's very, very challenging and hard, it's really hard to stick to it for very long, right? So I guess the first things that we could probably start with is maybe the more nutrition-based apps, resources, tools. So first thing that came to my mind is MyFitnessPal. And this is something that, in my personal experience and in my opinion, you don't have to use it forever. But what I usually would like to recommend is to start just tracking everything you eat, put everything you eat and drink in there, and then over the course of a week or two, kind of get an average of, okay, how many calories am I averaging each week? How many grams of protein, how many grams of carbs, but also like how much sugar are you eating? Maybe you're getting a ton of sodium, ton of extra sugar, then that's something that you want to address and say, okay, I need to start kind of maybe cutting this down, or maybe you're not getting enough protein. So that's really important. Plus, just the fact of tracking everything that you're eating, you typically end up starting to eat a little bit healthier.
Right.
Don't you think?
Yeah. So, it brings awareness to what you're currently doing. So I would also recommend pairing that with weighing your food or measuring it of some sort, because that way you can be the most accurate of what you're actually eating, since people tend to have a poor time remembering what they ate, or they don't estimate their estimations of what a tablespoon of peanut butter is usually off, or what 6 ounces of chicken is. And so that just kind of resets and recalibrates. That's what I like, the MyFitnessPal. I also like Carbon, Diet Coach, and then Macro Factor, since they actually give you insights and analytics based on what you've logged. Mm-hmm. So averages across the week, so that way you don't have to do all the math. Yeah. It'll also take your body weight into account and see, okay, you're losing at this rate, this is what your true BMR, total daily energy expenditure, is. So then that way you kind of have more to go off of than just what MyFitnessPal, and It costs less than MyFitnessPal per month. So you get a little bit
if you do the premium version anyway.
Yeah, if you get the premium, but then you don't have the scanner, because that makes it super.
The scanner is nice.
Super easy and accessible. But
what were those two apps again, and then where can they download them?
Just your App Store or Play Store. The Carbon Diet Coach is one of them, and then Macro Factor is the other one.
Okay. Cool. So all right,
those are both good. I guess as far as nutrition, the other one you mentioned was the Yuka app. Mm-hmm. As far as food quality.
Yeah, so the Yuka app's kind of cool, because while you're grocery shopping, you can pop that open and scan the barcode basically in any product. It doesn't even have to be food products. It could be hair care products, skin care products, all that kind of stuff. And it's going to tell you basically in a scale from 0 to 100, a rating. And typically, if you're, so let's say I scan a food and the rating is like a 20 out of 100, it'll show me what ingredients are okay, what ingredients are hazardous, so what kind of chemicals or preservatives or additives it has, and then it actually breaks those down. So you'll be able to see okay, this has 10 different additives. And then the cool thing is you can click on it and it will tell you recommendations of a similar product that's better. So that's kind of cool. Is like if you typically eat this certain kind of white bread, and the white bread is 10 out of 100 because it's it's bleached and enriched, and there's not a whole lot of nutrients to it. It'll give you recommendations on different versions or different kinds of brands of breads that are better for you.
Yeah.
So it's just one simple way to start improving the quality of food that you're eating. If you're becoming aware of, oh wow, like this, I did not realize how many additives and preservatives there are in a spinach wrap.
Yes.
Like that was something, I literally had 2 spinach wraps, egg wraps every single day, and then I scanned it, and it's got like 7 different additives in it, and it was like a 40 out of 100 on my scanner, which that for most people is going to be better than a lot of options that they have if they go through fast food, stuff like that, get burgers.
Right.
But at the same time, it's one of those items that is advertised as healthy, but really isn't super healthy.
Right.
So then you can kind of see like, oh, it says, keto friendly and spinach wrap. So you think reading it, oh, it's healthy. It's got its whole grain, whatever. But then you look at the ingredients in it, you're like, oh wow, it's got a lot of preservatives, additives in there.
Right. And that's coming down to the just recognizing the food quality, where it's still a better option than a lot of the stuff that's out there. But obviously, like when you're trying to narrow it down, I think that app's super helpful. So just like looking at the different ingredients and things, and you really can't go wrong when you just do whole food too. But that kind of helps you to see the differences between those different packaged foods, because it might be advertised as healthy, but you're wondering, okay, is this actually a good option for me, or is there something better out there?
Right.
And so just kind of increasing the knowledge as far as nutrition goes.
Yep.
There's some tools and some other apps that could help with nutrition. There's the Tasty app, which is like cooking, basically like recipes. So you can look up quick, high protein recipes, and it'll pop up a list of different options there. Zesty is one that I actually tried myself, and it's like Duolingo but for cooking, and it's actually pretty neat. So there's like little basic skills of like scrambling eggs and like really basic recipes to start off with, but then it like gets more complex as you go, and it teaches you along the way and you do like little quizzes, and there's little games, and it makes jokes and stuff, and there's little cartoons. So it's a kind of an interactive way of learning how about, okay, do you pair this with something sweet? Do you add a little bit of, zest, like maybe a little bit of lemon juice for acid to make it taste better? Because a lot of people will say, oh, I'd eat healthy, but it doesn't taste as good.
Right.
But you can make really tasty food that's also healthy and supportive of your goals when you have the knowledge and the skill of cooking.
Right.
So learning how to cook, I think, is a huge asset and a huge thing that people can, do it in a fun way with the app, but then also support their goals that way too.
Right. Yeah. And something else that you can get some recipe ideas from is, I just said Pinterest. I mean, Katie's looked up plenty of her different recipes on Pinterest in the past, and they're really good. You can look up healthy recipes. Obviously, it might not be as healthy as just cooking up something with all whole foods, but like you said, you want it to taste good too. So you can get really healthy ideas from Pinterest, that app. And then I think it'd be really important, and actually I heard this, I don't know if it was a couple of weeks ago, can't remember where I heard it, but take like your favorite recipes that you've ever made and start like a little binder book. So like print it out, and let's say you end up having 20 to 30 different of your favorite dinner recipes on there, and then number them 1 through 30, let's say, and then every week you have the family flip through and pick out 3 to 5 that you're going to have for the week. So it's like, oh, I want, and so it's kind of like going to a fast food restaurant. You're like, oh, I want a number 13. It's like, okay, we want a number 5, we want a number 13, we want a number 17, and then you make those meals for the week, and then the next week you restart and you pick maybe different numbers for the next week. So like that gives you different options. You've got the recipe there. It keeps it a little bit different, and you can kind of switch it up, but you don't have to constantly search for new things. You can kind of cycle through those 15, 20, 30 different recipes all year long, really.
Right. No, that's a good idea, because I'll save recipes to my phone or take screenshots of them, but they get lost in the, like, you just forget about them, and you maybe make them once and maybe they were really good, but you still just forget about them if they're not your normal. You just kind of fall into the same patterns of eating very similar things week to week, or just like your normal go-tos. So that would be a good idea, just to like have it printed out. That way you can flip through it and plan your meals, because then you'll know like how much you need. And with those like basic recipes, even if it's just for dinner or just like for lunches maybe, no, that's a good one. Another app that I just thought of is Noom, which is like a weight loss app, coaching app, and it does a little bit of like psychology with it too. That one's pretty cool. Like the tracking part of it's not as good as like the MyFitnessPal or Carbon or anything, but it's something cool to learn a little bit more about nutrition as you go through it. But like they don't have the coaching along with it too. So it is, you have to stick to it. You have to hold yourself to it. And then that you do have to pay for that as well. But the First Form app is also another really good one where you can do food tracking right in the app. And I don't remember how much it is per month, but they have workouts in there.
Yeah. So it'd be a combination if you want to work out and eat healthier.
Yeah. And then, they have like the First Form community with the supplements, and there are different like events and things like that. So the community part of like First Form is pretty cool too.
Yeah, it is.
So that would be as far as like nutrition. I guess going into maybe how to set yourself up for the meal prep, right? So preparing the meals, I put like a blender, Ninja Foodie, or like an Instapot would be huge for the meal prepping, like especially the Instapot, because you can make things super fast. Air fryer. I think the Foodie does like 9 different things with it.
I used to make a ton of like, I would bust out my skillet. So like if it's summertime, you could grill, but like I have a great big skillet, and I would cook like 6 to 8 chicken breasts at once. And then I've got all my protein cooked, or maybe it was steak or beef or something like that. So like a skillet is a good tool to make bulk amount of a recipe. I mean, think about how much you can make in a little pan. Like it's probably just enough for like maybe you and your significant other. But if you had a whole skillet with your whole meal, you could probably meal prep out 4 to 5 meals from it.
Right.
So I really like that. What else do you got?
As far as prepping, like a good set of knives too, because like if you don't have a good set of knives, it makes cooking hard. But then the meal prep containers, having the like insulated water bottle.
So those are some things that I thought of because that's just something I've always done. I mean, since I was 18 in college, like I had the 6-pack fitness lunchbox where it's got side pockets where I could fit 2 shaker cups. I could fit 3 meals in there. It's got the ice packs on the side. On the top, it had a place for like, if you wanted to throw your wallet in there, headphones, your silverware, whatever you wanted to. On the other side, it had pockets. So it was like, how can we make it super easy and convenient to have healthy meals, water, maybe protein shake, my silverware, anything else I needed throughout the day. It's like I didn't need, a wallet, a backpack, and a lunchbox. It's like I had one thing. And now, as you guys know, I have my 6-pack backpack, which I've got my laptop, all my work stuff in there. I've got my change of clothes for my workout clothes in there, extra pair of socks, all that kind of stuff. I've got my meals in there as well. So I transport, and I always have snacks in it. So it's like I've got everything I need. I put my wallet in there too. Everything I need for the day, no matter if I'm working or not, I can carry it right around with me. So I really like the meal prep, like backpacks, lunch boxes. Some examples of, I think, Insulator, I can't remember some of the brands because I don't think 6-pack really makes them anymore. But if you just go on Amazon and search like meal prep lunch bags or something like that, there's a bunch of different good options.
Oh, yeah.
I really highly recommend those, especially if you're like on the go a lot. But if you have like a fridge at work, for example, all you would really need to do is have something, to carry your meals into work with, and have those meal prep containers. So I recommend going on Amazon and buy like 20 or 30 meal prep containers. They're super cheap. I think I bought like 150 of them for the gym the one time, and it was like $50. I mean, they're like 30 cents a container or something.
You can get they're not, I don't know if they're plastic or whatever. They're BPA free and whatnot, but you can get those. super duper cheap. But then if you wanted to feel really fancy, you get the glass ones, like Snapware. You can just get from Walmart too.
Yeah.
But I've gotten like the different Snapware ones, and it keeps it really sealed, and you can freeze it really well too with the glass.
Yeah.
So that's one thing is like if you prep the meals and pop them in the freezer, having a container that is freezable and also friendly for not having like the BPA and all that kind of stuff in it too is good.
Yeah. I also really like the Ninja blenders. Like ours, me, you, and DeLorean do this almost every day. Is the cup that actually has the top that screws on it with the blades, and then you blend it right in the cup, and then boom, you got it on the go breakfast, lunch, or a snack. Super convenient, super fast. I highly recommend getting like a Ninja. That has been a game changer for me for sure. Yeah. Now I guess we could kind of go into like maybe the meal prep services or like dinner ideas.
Yep.
So go ahead.
The meal prep services are like delivery services. There's Thrive Market, which I just started using, which is really cool. It's not meal prep, but it will deliver different groceries to your house that they don't have all the additives in it. You can get the gluten-free options. There's a bunch of different healthier options for foods that you can get from Thrive Market at a reasonable price. It's not going to be as cheap as some of the stuff that you can just get at Walmart, but it's still better quality.
A lot more stuff that you probably might not find too at Walmart.
Right. Yeah. More stuff
in their produce and stuff like that.
Yeah, you won't find them there. You could probably find it at like a Whole Foods, but it's going to be cheaper than Whole Foods, and it's delivered to your house. So that's a cool option. And then another like delivery one would be the HelloFresh for like the meals.
So yeah, we do HelloFresh. Me and Katie, we do 3 meals a week. So at least we have 3 dinners that we don't have to think about. They're really tasty. Like I love the food, and they're better than going out and getting fast food, for example. They do still take about 20 to 40 minutes of prep time, but you have all the ingredients delivered to you and the recipe. So you could keep that recipe and add it to your recipe binder. Yeah. And then you could go out and get those foods yourself if you wanted to and have a nice recipe to go off of if you didn't want to continue doing HelloFresh long term. Yeah. You could even just do it long enough to gain a bunch of really good recipe ideas and then make it your own if you wanted to. But I really like doing that at least for a couple dinners a week. And then she'll usually make a couple of just kind of her own through recipes she's gathered. And then we also do the icon meals, which I personally love. It's a little bit more expensive than making a meal from scratch, but it's very convenient. It's good quality. There's not hardly any preservatives or additives or anything like that at all. And it's shipped to you frozen. So I usually get 8 to 20 meals at a time, keep them in the freezer. And I pop those out, and I usually have those for lunch. So pop it in the microwave for 3.5 minutes. And I've got a really healthy lunch that I don't have to, prep for every single day. Right. So that is a nice, easy way to do that. There's other companies like Factor that have really good meals. Clean Eats is really tasty, but however, it's not as healthy. Yeah. I think we found that out from just doing it and reading the ingredients. They're still not quite the healthiest, but better than a lot of options that people do for lunch, like going to Dairy Queen or McDonald's or fast food, whatever it is. So those are a couple of meal prep delivery service where it's already made for you. HelloFresh, I think Blue Ribbon's another one. There's a few different services like HelloFresh that ship you the ingredients that you still have to cook, but it's kind of nice because it does only take about 20 to 30 minutes.
Right, because they pre-portion it out, so you just basically throw it together.
It's already portioned, yep.
You just follow it, because then you don't have any extra food waste, which is pretty cool. Yeah. So like sometimes when you're trying a new recipe, you end up having all these extra random ingredients left over, and you only use it once. I've used Flex Pro meals before, where like that'll do like the meal delivery. They give you a really good discount your first, I think it's like 4 weeks, something like that. So it would be cool to just like try those out if you wanted to. Yeah. They have like different sizes of the meals, which is nice. It's not just like, okay, one size for each meal. If you have a little bit smaller portions, you can do that. or like, for you need like a little bit bigger portion that you make with your icon meals. You kind of custom choose what you want to do.
That's another thing with Icon I like is they have a full menu of different pre-made meals, but then they have a customized option where you can make your own lunch or dinner. So you can choose your protein, you choose your vegetable, you choose your carb and the amount. So if you kind of know like about how many calories you want in a meal, how many grams of protein, you can customize it to kind of match your macronutrients, which is really nice.
Right. And then that just takes one less thing out of it, so you don't have to worry about that.
Yep.
I think that's everything food-wise.
Yeah, we wanted to cover a lot food-wise because that's probably the hardest thing by far. I guess we can kind of go into some fitness stuff too. So
like the fitness apps and stuff.
Yeah, start with like, okay, you wear an Apple Watch, right? I do. So how does that help you just kind of stay more on track, help you with your fitness?
Yeah. So for me, the Apple Watch, like especially when I first started getting into fitness, it helped because you got that reward for closing your rings because it gives you the motivation for it. And then it'll also notify you throughout the day when you friend people. So like when Caitlin finishes her workout, it'll say Caitlin just finished a workout. And so you're like, okay, Caitlin got her workout in. And so it kind of reminds you of it.
Yep.
And it'll give you notifications of, hey, activity goal, you met it yesterday, let's do it again today.
Yep.
And then you can also just track your stats a little bit more. So like for my
steps
running,
and your running, and
I like the step count to at least just get a baseline every day. On the days that you don't run, like if I'm running, I know I'm going to get hit my step goal.
Yeah.
But then on the other days, that way I can make sure that I'm moving at least somewhat. And then, I can just track, I can look at my heart rate with it too. It'll notify me to stand. It just did because it's 10 minutes before the hour. So you can get your stand. You want to get like 12 hours of standing.
Yeah.
For at least like a minute.
Okay.
And so that's what it kind of like notifies you each hour to like get up and move.
Cool. Yeah.
So if you do work a desk job, that little reminder to just like, okay, stand up, stretch for a minute, walk for a minute.
And that could also be a reminder, like grab a drink of water. So like you just took a drink of water. A lot of people don't drink enough water. That's why I like having like the Yetis, or like at home, I've got like a 32-ounce insulated water jug, so that's, and then it's also great for measuring. It's like, okay, not only do you have cold water and you're carrying it around everywhere you go, but you also know, okay, I only need to have 2 of these a day and I hit my water goal.
Right.
You can probably set alarms and reminders on that too, right?
Yep. Yeah. So I'll set alarms and different things like that.
Yeah. And you don't have to get an Apple Watch. So some other ones like Samsung makes one, Garmin, Fitbit, obviously any of those are going to be great just to kind of keep you a little bit more accountable and motivate you to like get your workout in, get your steps in, water, get up and move around when you're working. All of those things are going to make a big difference. Yeah. We can also track sleep with them, which is important. So like Whoop, that's what I wore my Whoop primarily for, was to make sure that I was getting really good sleep. So all those are different wearables that can definitely help you. Some apps. So like we use Trainer Eyes for our clients who work out either on their own or at home. Trainer Eyes is nice because we can make workouts for our clients, schedule it right on their phone. So they pop it open. They know exactly what to do, how to do it, how many sets and reps, video demonstration, all that kind of stuff. We can also include nutrition support on there where they can track their foods. We can set goals for them on there and stuff like that. First Form you mentioned has like a workout portion of it. So you can get workout ideas from. What other kind of workout tools, apps, resources could we?
So I use Runkeeper for my runs, which it's fun because you can friend people. So there's other people that run like in the running group and stuff like that. And it'll notify you when they complete a run. You can go and like it or comment on it, and they can like yours. And so it's another piece that kind of holds you accountable to it. And then it also will like break down your stats of your charts and your times, and it'll compare, your longest, you just PR'd, you hit your longest run ever, or your fastest time and things like that. So it gives you those little milestones, and you can kind of compare if you're really into that. There is GoWOD for mobility. So a lot of people, they have stiff back or hips, from sitting all day, doing a go WOD mobility protocol that's designed on like what you need to work on specifically, and it can give you a daily protocol to do with that for stretching and mobility, and then also your pre and post workout for that too. And then some other workout ones, like there's a Nike training club or like Nike run club. Peloton is a very popular one. And then some other like newer ones would be like Tonal is like Tonal Gym, like it comes with it's like a smart gym or something, and then that would be like an app with it. But there's a ton of like workout apps out there, so what really matters is if you stick to it. If it's something that you like and that you can stick to, like some people really like Pilates. That's like a big thing for women right now is Pilates. You can find a bunch of Pilates apps. You can literally just go on YouTube and follow along workouts with so many different people. So the options are really endless as far as workouts go. It's just committing to it and doing it and having the equipment too.
And I think based off everything that you have said so far, the things that stick out to me the most is whatever you do use, I think having a support system or friends that you can do it with is kind of the key to the success. Like you mentioned, when Caitlin gets her workout in, you're like, ooh, I gotta get my workout in. You know, if somebody else runs 5 miles or something, like, ooh, I should probably go out and get my miles in. I got to step up my game. A lot of people have step challenges on their Apple Watches and who can get the most steps in a day. So I think the support system is important, as well as having some sort of reward or milestone achievement system. So something that checks off during the day, like, ooh, I closed out my rings. I hit my 10,000 steps. I hit a PR on my run. You know, I got my workout in today, check that off, whatever it is, like something that rewards you, something that holds you accountable, and something that has a support system with other people involved, I think is going to help you out a lot.
For sure.
Some other tools that you wrote down is like a walking pad for like if you work at a desk, or maybe a standing desk attachment that you could get. You know, you can get those off Amazon pretty cheap. That way, if you are sedentary and sitting a lot, it's really cool. The desk attachments, you just put it on your desk, put your computer, set it all up on there. It's got a little hydraulic, push a button, it raises it up, and you can put it back down if you want to sit. So those things are really, really handy just to get stand more, walk more. You could also do like the stability ball chairs if you want to work your core. So there's so many different things that you can do just to be a little bit more fit and active.
And then coming with that is having the equipment. So like at home, if you do want to do at-home workouts versus coming to a gym, maybe it's more convenient for you. Like for Caitlin, some days she can't make it into the gym. She's working out at home with Wyatt. So having maybe some dumbbells, kettlebells, bands, a yoga mat, maybe like a roller, something like that for at-home TRX. You can have that set up. It doesn't have to be anything crazy, but just enough to get your body moving and get some sort of exercise in at home, and having the proper shoes and maybe like fun gym outfits. I think that's, if you are having fun or excited to wear this new gym clothes that you bought, new workout clothes, I think that can kind of excite you. Or like the new shoes, like when I got my fancy new, what are they, Nano 3s, and they're super vibrant blue, and I'm like, oh, they're just so fun, and they're gonna make me go faster in the workout. It's like when you're a little kid and you get new shoes and you're like, oh yeah, I can run so fast now because I got these. The light up sneakers, you're like, yeah, I can run faster than anybody. And
that is true. And we have, I would say, especially with like the CrossFit community, kind of a small shoe addiction.
A little bit.
We all really obsess over shoes, but I totally agree. Like every time I get a new pair of shoes, I'm like, I can't wait to go and work out in them. Or like right now, we're all kind of getting into a little bit of running, especially prepping for Murph. So everybody's getting, like Tori just got a new pair of Brooks running shoes. Katie just ordered another pair of Brooks running shoes. I'll be probably getting another pair soon. So like get stuff that will help you get excited about what you're doing, between the nutrition side, like we talked about all those different tools, like kitchen items. You have a nice new like Ninja air fryer, Instapot, you're going to use it more. You're going to make more healthy options. It's just about creating the environment and getting a way to get excited about it. I think to kind of go along with like the workout shoes and the workout outfits is like get a cool gym bag or like the 6-pack fitness bag, something like that. That way you can have everything in one place and it's like ready to go all the time.
Right.
That's going to make it easier to grab your stuff, go get a workout in. So like if you notice all the girls, Colleen, Riley, Tara, and Troy, they have all got those backpacks, like and I've got one tactical backpack. DeLorean's got one. Caitlin has one. Do you have one or no? You've got one too. So there's about 9 of us that have. It's like a great big tactical like workout backpack. So there's a bunch of pockets. We can fit our shoes, our belt, most of us have 2 pairs of shoes in it. If we got grips, a jump rope, we can put water bottles in it. Anything that you need, a change of clothes, snacks, you get headphones, you can fit everything in these backpacks. So if you have something like that, and then you can put like all of ours has like those Velcro stickers on there. So we're putting like, we got the TH Fitness Velcro thing, you got the American flag, you got maybe competitions that you've done or runs that you've done. If you get a Velcro sticker, sayings that you like, you can order stuff that just motivates you and it makes you kind of like, it becomes a little part of your identity. Like, if somebody sees your backpack, they're like, oh, he must probably work out. Like he's got a bunch of fitness stuff all over his backpack and shaker bottles and shoes and belts and all that stuff. So those are all just little things that will help you along your journey too. What else do we got? Some
other like just random. Oh, for sleep and for stress.
Ooh, that's sleep and stress are big ones.
Big ones. Can't forget about that. So for stress, having your day basically planned out and Google Calendar, I just put the recurring on most of my stuff. But then if I don't put it in my Google Calendar, I'll probably forget about it. Yep. So I put all my appointments and PT sessions, classes, clients, meetings, PCs, workouts.
Anything that can be scheduled.
Anything that can be scheduled. Put it in the app.
Especially the recurring things. So it's really nice, like with Google Calendar, like if we have a recurring, class or work shift, whatever, that's on there indefinitely. Every single week those are pre-programmed. But then every single week you can add in what you have specific for the week. So maybe on Saturday or Sunday, you sit down, okay, what do I have this week? Let's put it in my Google Calendar and then make sure that, boom, I got a reminder that goes off a half hour before, an hour before, whatever it is. That's super important. People should schedule their workouts in there ahead of time. That way it's like, okay, I got this time blocked for my workout. Maybe it's like a time block for your meal prep. Maybe you want to meal prep Sunday and Wednesday. Okay, what time are you going to do it? How much time do you need? Time block that in there. That's super important. Another thing you can do on top of Google Calendar, what I do is I like to write things down. So get yourself like a weekly planner, monthly planner, yearly planner, or journal. This is a productivity planner, literally called Productivity Planner from Intelligent Change. Focus planner is another good one I like. But then I can plan out every single day. I set my weekly wins, my weekly to-dos. I check stuff off. You can plan it by the hour if you want to. So like what times I need to do everything. So I really like doing this as well as the Google Calendar. So those are 2 great tools to keep you on track. Helps relieve stress, helps you get more things done. Makes you feel more accomplished, I think, when you do check those things off too. Another thing that I suggest, and I don't do it every day, but I like to read the quotes at least, is like the 5-minute journal. So it's an app. It's basically a gratitude journaling app. So first thing in the morning, you can pop it open. You can type out like, okay, what's 1 to 3 things that you're grateful for? What are you going to do today to make it a great day? And then it's got a quote, like a daily motivational quote. So it's just a great way to start your day with gratitude, having a better mindset, and you're going to have less stress and just a better day when you do that. So that's a great thing.
On that is having the apps Headspace and Calm. Both are like meditation apps, so you can just like pop that on and listen to it. They have short ones, they have long ones, they have ones that you can listen to before falling asleep, and so that can help you like drift off to sleep a little bit better if you don't want anything like silent. And then blue light blocking glasses to help like calm yourself down before going to bed.
You can even put a blue light blocker like on your phone. There's apps.
Yep.
I have one called Twilight, and you can set it to turn on at a certain time.
Yeah.
So it kind of changes your screen from like that bright blue to like a dim orange.
Yeah.
So that will help if you are on your phone, before bed. At least it's like a little bit less stimulating light to help you kind of relax more.
And then on the
sleep, yeah.
Yeah, the room darkening shades helps with that too. So, of course, I usually fall asleep like right when it hits dark, and I wake up before it gets super light, anyways. But if you're waking up and it's getting light pretty early, having those room darkening shades can help for you to get those extra quality hours of sleep.
Yeah. Even if you like live somewhere next to a busy street and you have a bunch of headlights blasting through your window, like that can be enough to wake you up. So you'd want to completely black that out. I recommend having white noise, so just have a fan in your room.
Yeah.
And then another thing that I have that I absolutely love is, and they make different versions of this, but it's called 8 Sleep. And I just have the mattress cover, but you can also get like a full-on mattress with the cover, and it has both sides. You can control the temperature of the bed. So if it's really hot out, we can set it cool to keep you cool at night. If it's really cold, you can actually turn it up so that you're get into a nice cozy bed. And it adjusts throughout the night to your body's temperature. So if you start to heat up, it'll cool down, vice versa. So that way you're not, everybody knows how uncomfortable it is in the heat of summer, and you wake up and you're like drenched in sweat and you just can't you can't sleep, you're tossing and turning, that kind of stuff. It really helps with that. So mattress covers are cool.
Yeah. The last one that I can see on here is books. So if you really do like to either learn more about nutrition or fitness or health, or maybe you have a athlete that you look up to, like if you're really into running, you could find athlete's biography or autobiography book about their story to help like motivate you and maybe like learn some things from them. Or it could be a CrossFit athlete. They have lots of books that they've either written or co-written, things like that. And so other helpful books would be like The Hungry Brain. I really like that one, and just kind of understanding like why we eat, and less about like the what we eat too. There's lots of great books out there on that, but trying to find books that are from someone credible in the space and not just random people from the internet, because a lot of people can get books published and it might not be the most helpful or factual or informational. Tips are the most realistic tips too. So just kind of being aware of that. But there's tons of books you could just get off of Amazon. Any sort of personal self-help books are great.
Yeah, I really like personal development books, and I use it as kind of like getting two birds at once, because I read something that's gonna improve my intelligence or learn more about a certain topic, some sort of personal development book as I'm in bed to wind down for the day. So I'm off my screen for at least, even if it's 5 or 10 minutes, I might only read 5 or 10 pages, but at least I'm winding down. It helps calm me down, helps me kind of fall asleep faster, but I'm also reading something that is going to benefit me in the long run, something that I can learn about and become a little bit better. So I love that idea. One of the recommendations we wrote down, other than what you had said, was like the book Atomic Habits. It's kind of like a good starting point to just any of these habits that we talked about, between nutrition, sleep, working out, exercise. If you can kind of understand how to create healthy habits, you'll be able to adopt a lot of these different behaviors. So Atomic Habits is a great book to pick up if you are interested in like, okay, what should I read first type of thing, or just whatever you're interested in learning about. Like if you mentioned, like if you're interested in nutrition, pick up the most popular nutrition books that are credible and have a lot of really good reviews. You don't want something that maybe has very, very little reviews or science backing to it. But yeah, that's I think that's pretty much everything we had on there. Right?
Yeah.
Pretty exhaustive list, like we said. I will include this list in the post once I post it on Monday. That way you could check out these apps and tools and resources. But hopefully this was helpful. Just even getting a handful of these things, I think it could make a huge difference for a lot of people. And I would try to kind of like maybe pick one or two things that would help with like each of the categories between, maybe it's like a couple of things that are going to help you with your nutrition and practice those, try that out for a little while. Couple things that might help you with your fitness or exercise and try that out for a little while. Maybe it's something that'll help you with, your sleep or your stress,
Yep.
Positive thinking, that kind of thing, like setting up your day for success. So try out some of these things and see what works really well for you. So keep kind of trying and examining and see what works and cycling through until you nail down a nice routine that you can stick with forever. Because that's
Right.
kind of what we did is, like, you've tried the journaling and
It's not for me.
you like the app better,
Yeah.
whereas I like the journal. So it's not one size fits all for everybody.
Right.
So you do have to kind of try these different things out. So
Yeah.
until next time, stay healthy, and we'll see you guys soon. Thanks again for tuning in to the Trainer Talk. If you are ready to gain back control of your health and fitness, we would love to sit down and chat with you to see if we can put together a plan for you. All you have to do is head to taylorhutchinsonfitness.net and book a free consult. Again, make sure you like and subscribe if you like the video, and hopefully we'll see you soon.